All right, raise your hand if you have ever been involved in wired and wireless deployments. All right, that was expected. So if you have been involved in these, let's see, turn this on. Cool. We know it's a tedious process. It's time-consuming. There's different tasks that absolutely must be done, because if they're not done properly, what's going to happen is it's going to impact the success of your overall project. I want to talk about these processes instead of spending hours and days or weeks, how I got it done in like a matter of minutes. Before I get into that, I want to talk about what was my traditional process in doing this. Data gathering, it's a must. We all must go on site, talk to the customer, gather the data, take pictures, sorting out all that information. After grabbing all the data, it would take me hours sometimes, because spreadsheets, pictures, folders, renaming stuff, what's where, and all that kind of stuff, it's a must, but it needs to be done. Don't want to do that. My absolutely not favorite, drawing Visio diagrams after I'm done with sorting all that data. Now I need to create some kind of diagrams that I'm going to hand out to the customer. I'm going to hand out to low voltage vendors, because they need to know what needs to connect where. Again, if I mess this up, there's going to be problems. Absolutely hate doing this at this point in my life. Don't want to do that. Bill of materials. We obviously need to order stuff. In order to order stuff, we need bill of materials. Go through the licensing, different SKUs, figure out the compatibility matrices and all that, and make sure we get the pricing back. Again, this can get complicated sometimes, and it takes time to do it. Back in the day, I used to sit in front of like CLI consoles, and using Notepad, I used to configure switches and access points. Then, with the technology, we got into the cloud. I learned a 3-letter word, APIs. And then somebody told me about Python, that I can do some cool things with it. I have to say thank you to Jake Snyder. He actually helped me out a lot. I learned a great deal from that guy. And I was able to do some fancy stuff using scripts in building my templates and my sites and pushing out the configurations. So let's get that out of the way. I was looking for a way that, okay, this is awesome. I love it. Like, I can use a Python script and I can build like all this kind of stuff. I wanted to do more, because all this motivated me into, why can I not automate some of the other stuff also? We've heard the term, right? There's an app for that. So I'm like, okay, is there an app for that I can accomplish all these tasks and automate them somehow? And that's when I ran into Nile Nav. And like, okay, well, let's try this out, right? And did my very first deployment. I went on site, went through the usual process of doing the discovery. It was around 10 a.m. I was on site. Customer and I, we had like a nice Chick-fil-A sandwich, drank coffee, we hung out for a few minutes. Then he took me around. We went to the MDF closet. I took pictures of every single rack. I took pictures and inputted data into my app using basically what kind of fiber is there, what kind of cabling is there, what is available there, how much rack space is available. All these different things that we collect, I input all that information in the app. I took pictures, and I didn't have to sort them. The app sorted them. We kind of walked around for 3 hours, collected all this data, and it was lunchtime. And people who know me, they know that I love food. I love to eat. And when I get hungry, I got to eat. I can't focus. So we went out for lunch. I had a nice lunch. And after that, I drove back to my office. And by the time I got to my office, it took about 20 minutes. The bill of material was done. Based on the data that I provided in the app, I already had the bill of materials on what different things I need, like all the switches, access points, mounts, cabling, down to even SFPs. Now, bill of material is done. Next is the design phase, right? Somebody needs to design this. Automation also created the whole design for me. I didn't have to figure out what needs to connect where, because I provided the proper parameters, obviously, and that's where the data gathering is very crucial in this. I provided the proper parameters initially, the data gathering. That built the BOM, that built the digital twin, and I didn't have to worry about it. Not only that, it also built the access point cabling and interconnect. All I had to do was either email or print that documentation to my low voltage vendor so they can do their thing. Then comes day one. I mean, I have to obviously install it. Everything is rack, stacked, APs are up on the ceiling, mounted and everything. But I have to now bring everything online. Using the same exact app, I just gave it a few parameters. It took about 60 seconds, and my network was up, online and running. Not only that, I was able to use the same app to validate everything, that everything is online. No using console cables, USB to serial adapters, or trying to find, right, hey, do I have the right adapters and connectors and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot more to it, obviously, and since I have 10 minutes, can't really talk about everything. We have an event in Pima tonight. Niall is hosting that event. Come see us, ask us questions. Depen is going to be with me. He's the service owner. Ask him the hard questions and ask me the easy ones. Thank you. Appreciate it.